This is Rebecca Sedgwick, and on September 9th, 2013, she jumped off of a concrete building 3 stories and committed suicide. It has affected 3 people's lives now and the community that they are surrounded in. These are the 2 that were cyberbullying Rebecca, and one of them is still in jail to this day. And that's what we're going to talk about today. This is my audience.
Hello.
And I'm going to explain to you what exactly cyberbullying is and the dangers of it and what effects it has on children now. Many of us just graduated high school and in the past couple of years, and we all know what it feels like to be tormented or be the tormentor and start rumors or have a rumor start about you, and it's really hard to prove the rumor wrong, especially once it gets out. Same idea with cyberbullying. It's a little bit different, but not quite. I have dancers that I work with, and they always come in saying, so-and-so said this, or I did this to so-and-so, blah, blah, and some of them think it's funny. They don't realize the effects they have, and you have to explain to them, some of the things that you're doing, you don't realize how it's affecting the people that you're talking about, and so we have to explain that to them. Cyberbullying is bullying with technology. So like I said, it's, kind of like bullying, but it's, instead of you saying it, it's being out there in the internet. And it's hard to escape, and it's really hard to delete. You can't get away from it. It's always there. Because the bullying doesn't leave any physical scars, it is more difficult to see the pain that has been caused, but the hurt can be very severe. Online article, cyberbullying, and information sheet for people that work with young people said this. Also, Denise Mann, WebMD News, victims of cyberbullying usually have emotional and behavioral issues. She also said that typically they have more headaches and stomach pains and trouble sleeping. They also don't want to go to school. They have trouble actually getting there. They're skipping or finding ways out of it. More than 80% of teens have cell phones or access to social networking, which means that's where they can post things that are mean or start the rumors. They can post embarrassing pictures of people or rude pictures, and this is where it's really hard for you to delete and get rid of, and you can't even find it. StopCyberbullying.gov, the federal government website, they say cyberbullying messages and images can be posted and distributed quickly to a very wide audience, this is where it's really hard for you to find out who started whatever it is, the picture or the post. And so with that wide audience, it's hard for them to find it, so it's hard to stop whoever's doing it. And so the person that's being bullied is most likely to commit suicide or go into depression, start alcohol, smoking, and they won't tell their parents. So their parents won't see anything until it's usually too late. And so that goes to, it's obviously a need for change. We need to stop the craziness. The kids need to feel safe and positive about themselves. The only way for that to happen is with immediate action. We've got to get started on this now. Parents need to start taking active roles in their children's lives, realize the dangers that's going on, and know that what cyberbullying is and the things that it can do. They also need to have rules set up and explain to their children why they have these rules for the internet that they have up. They can also install Software Watch, there's plenty of different kinds of software now that the parents can block things that the kids can or can't get on, and they can also watch what their kids are getting on. And also another thing is that they can get their child's passwords. They can ask for them and explain why and why it's important for them to have them, and that they won't, invade their privacy, that they are just more looking out for them in any kind of stalker or emotional issues. Also encourage their kids to talk to them and just explain to them what's going on in their lives and hear them out and listen to what they say. Also, schools can get on board. They can recognize the signs. They can have staff and students know the policies and uphold the policies. So even after they have these policies, they need to make sure that they uphold them, because they can say it, but if they don't uphold it, the kids are just going to ignore it. Some kids won't even know that there's a policy because of no one upholding it. So back to this, why this topic is so important is, one, it's rising in America. The kids that it's happening to is starting to rise and get bigger. Kids are starting to commit suicide, depression, smoking, alcohol, do everything that's to get past what they're feeling, and it's all becoming bad things. And so also the parents in the school need to be on board and stop and fix it, so that people like Rebecca, this stops and no one has this happening again.